So I'm applying the Becca primer. This is the Rejuvenating formula, and I'm applying it on top of moisturized skin, and I'm just using my fingers. And then I'm going to go in with my Corrector by Clinique. And this is the one I always use, and I'm just applying a very thin layer of it under my eyes. Now, if you've seen my previous videos, then you know that once I put the corrector, it normally does even out my skin completely. But because I'm going to go in with full coverage concealer, I don't really need to put as much. So here, I'm starting out with my foundation, and I'm mixing the Illamasqua Skin Base with the Prolongwear foundation from MAC. And the reason I'm mixing it is just to get my exact skin shade. But both of these offer me a medium to full coverage, which is what I'm going for today. And I'm just patting that into my skin using a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I'm applying a decent amount of this product onto my skin, and I'm making sure I'm covering every part of my skin. I am going to blend down slightly onto my neck, but I won't be taking extra product. I'm just going to blend down whatever is left on my brush. Okay, so for concealer, I'm using the MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NW35 and NZ35, and I've just mixed up equal amounts of both of them onto the back of my hand. And using the same brush, I'm applying that onto my under eye. And again, I'm patting that into my skin rather than swiping it across. I'm also going to make sure I cover the inner corners of my eyes because I'm most darkest there. Now for my highlight and contour. For highlight, I'm using my Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in, I think this is light. I think in the previous videos I've said it's medium, but it's actually light. And I'm just applying this concealer under my eyes, on my cupid's bow, down my nose, on my chin, and on my forehead. And for contour, I'm applying the Makeup Atelier Paris Stick Foundation. I don't know the shade. I will list it in the description bar below, so make sure to check that out. And I'm applying this just under my cheekbones, across my the side of my face, onto my temples, and along my jawline as well, and then just on the sides of my nose. And again, I'm just using the same brush for this. And to blend that out, I'm using the Real Techniques stippling brush, and I'm only using this for the highlighted areas because I still want to maintain the different areas of highlight and contour. So as I'm blending it out, I am blending it slightly into the contour, but not completely. And when I go in with the Expert Face Brush again to blend out the contours, I'm going to keep that within the contour region. So it's not going to look completely blended, but which is fine, which is what I wanted, because I'm going to set all of this with powder, and the powder that I'm going to use is going to work to blend all of this together. But along the jawline, I am completely blending that out and down onto my neck because I don't want a harsh brown line along my jawline. I use 3 powders to set my face now, and to start with I'm using the Ben Nye Banana Powder, and this is a yellow based powder which I'm using to set my highlighted areas. The yellow tone will help in highlighting the areas further. And I am putting a fair amount of this product on. Now the reason I'm doing this is because this makeup is geared towards an evening or an event, like a bridal event or a party or whatever. I want the makeup to last and I want it to photograph well. So for that reason I am packing on a lot of powder. But because I have dry skin, before I started my makeup I did use some heavy moisturizer, and I moisturized a few times before I went in with makeup. And that's just so that the powder doesn't look cakey on me. The brush I'm using is the e.l.f. pointed foundation brush, or just the pointed brush. I never know what it's called. To set the contour, I'm going in with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in dark. And again, I'm taking a fair amount of this product and I'm just packing it on. Now to give you an idea, I'm sitting in front of the window and it's really bright outside, and the fact that we can still see the color that I'm placing shows that I am putting a fair amount of it, because a lot of it is getting bleached out by the sun. And to marry the two shades together, so the Mineralized Skin Finish and the banana powder, I'm using Ben Nye's, I think it's called the Luxury Powder in Topaz. And this is closer to my skin tone, and I'm just placing that in between the dark and light areas, just to give it a good blend. But this also means that I've set my whole face, every part of skin that had the foundation on, I have set it with some powder. And the blush I'm using is by Makeup Forever. I don't know the shade name again, and it will be in the description bar. I'm using a MAC 168 brush to apply this. It's very similar to Copper Tone, but it's probably a little bit more orange. And it is a matte shade. And then for highlighter, I'm using Bobbi Brown's Shimmer Brick in Bronze. And I'm using my fingers to apply this. So the way I'm applying makeup today is completely different to my norm, and I've learned this from Tamana of Dress Your Face. She's a celebrity makeup artist known internationally. She's based in LA, and yeah, I've learned this from her. I filled in my eyebrows off camera using the Lingering Brow Pencil by MAC, and here I'm using the Lip Erase by MAC in Dim. It's basically like a concealer for the lips, but a little bit more hydrating than a concealer. And then to line my lips, I'm using Oak Lip Liner by MAC, which is a nude brown shade. And I'm using that just to add definition back to my lips, because I have erased them pretty much with the concealer. And then I'm going to go in with a nude lipstick, and this is Cosmo by MAC again. It's a nude pink lipstick. It's an amplified lipstick. It's got a bit of a satin sheen to it. And with that, that's the face done. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know this is completely different to what I would normally do. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But if you want to see the full makeup look with the eyes, then tune in next week, and I'll have the tutorial for the eye makeup up. So I'll see you all very soon. Bye!